So, got a TvZ here against a pretty good gold level player. Played a lot of games, like almost 2,000 games. And basically what I'm focusing on here is getting my build together, doing it right, the way that I've modified it, and allowing myself to get to a strong position and not miss any key timings, and also defend adequately. And then the other thing is, it's pretty important for me to do is to my Sim City. I want to do a better Sim City and try to work that out. So I'm trying to work that out. So I see gas, get in and around. Then I send it to the third to see when the third's going down. Get my reactor, get my command center. Reactor's down, 2 Marines pumping out.
SCV ready. Armed and ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
So I don't need that gas that early, I realized. I need my my third command center earlier, so that's one mistake. But I do want to immediately produce tanks as soon as it's possible, so I don't want to delay that tank ever because of Roach pushes, a lot of other things. So I want that down. Don't need those guys on that gas yet, and that's evident right here. I have 300 gas, and I'm going to be building 2 tanks. That's pretty much all I'm going to be building gas-wise, so that's more than enough. So that would have helped me get my third quicker. Here are my supply depots, starting to create that wall. I see a third, no big deal. I want to go into kind of tech hike and scout. And I do scout a Roach Warren. And in a minute or so I realize I'm only producing 1 SCV at a time out of each, and I want to be producing 2, so that in case I miss it for a second, I still am producing those SCVs to get my SCV account up pretty quickly. Get that tank up on the high ground. Get 2 more gas, which I do not need yet. I need that command center first, so that command center should have gone down a lot earlier. Get my double eBay. Second tank. 2 racks. Get my upgrades. So my +1/+1 are on the way. My third is on the way. I throw a scan down. I see the possibility of what is he upgrading? Oh yeah, that's it. That was just the so he could have mutas starting to come, but he does not. So get my add-ons. I start to put down a couple turrets, move guys out to the Zelnaga. Something that's important for me to be doing is moving guys out to the Zelnaga. So I move a group out and leave 1 at each spot. Siege my tanks up.
Add-on complete.
Get my stim. Continue with some turrets as I can.
This better be good. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
So
Upgrade
get my armory. Get another turret. I'm a little late. I'm late on that armory by about 30 seconds. So that's something. And I do get supply block now, but I've got SCVs coming down.
This better be good.
I need to go out and get my
Additional
third now,
supply
so I've
depots
got
required.
map control here.
Required.
So I need to go take my third. So I drop my third. I start to move my tanks out. And I build my wall. This is my new wall, my new Sim City in terms of the third. So it's that wall, bunker behind it, tanks around it.
Research.
It's not completely tight, you can squeak in, but I'm going to have tanks everywhere. So as you can see, I'm going to start to move the rest of my tanks out because I don't really need to guard my second. It's really a third I need to guard. So I'm going to put some Marines out and about, tanks in some smart positions. Now it's time to build 3 more racks, another factory, and another starport, and I'm going to get 2 more racks in a minute. Drop my supply depots, put some guys in a bunker. Now here comes his push. So he starts pushing now.
We could use some help here.
In the income tab,
We could use some
50 to 70.
ready.
He's got a force here. And he's got a good force here. 13 Roaches, 18 Hydras. It's pretty strong, but against my tanks and my Marine Marauder combination, I'm going to be in good shape. And look, I held that off while I'm building 5 production facilities. So that's like quite strong of a defensive position I was able to hold off. He's taking his 4th. And I was able to hold it off with my defensive posture, which
SCV ready.
Add-on.
is
Add-on. Complete.
tanks in the back, Marines and Marauders in front, Marines and Marauders here, bunker, tanks, supply depots.
SCV ready. This better be good. SCV ready.
And I've got a guy here watching the flank.
You want a piece of me, boy?
He's got his big old force here. So I'm getting my other upgrades. I'm getting combat shields. I'm getting concussive shell. Here comes another force. Let's back that up and let's
Upgrade
watch it from
complete.
his perspective, or let's watch it at least from. Yeah, let's watch it from his
This
perspective.
better be good.
So he starts to engage. Look at all those tanks pushing in. I've got bio here. I've got tanks here. And I got more coming. So let's back that up real quick and look at it from my perspective. And in the unit loss tab, 500 to 400. No one's lost anything yet. So I'm doing my thing. I'm macroing. I'm not watching. I don't see it on the minimap immediately. But again, I've got a good defensive posture, so I don't have to worry about it.
Add-on.
I've got my
Complete.
units rallying to the front. I've got a nice spread of my units.
Go, go, go.
Before I needed a little bit more space in between those buildings.
SCV ready.
Add-on.
So now
Add-on.
SCV ready. Gangway coming through.
doing my thing.
Better be good. Oh, it's on.
Upgrade complete.
Who wants some?
Now I'm producing 6 Marines, 3 Marauders. Here comes the push. Gets a tank. I pull some units out of their bunkers. Push them back. Siege up another tank. More tanks coming. 2 medevacs coming.
Research.
In the unit loss tab, he lost 4,000 to my 2,000. And he's
This better be
creating
Ready for dust off.
9 more roaches, swarm hosts, and 8 vipers. So I have a little bit of a SimCity issue here. I gotta work on that. So I've also built, oh yeah, I'm building now. Thought I was building 2 more barracks, but I guess not. I have a good force here, and again with my force it's important for me to send a marine out, make sure I know what I'm getting myself into. Producing 2 tanks, 3 marauders, 4 marines, getting my +3/+3. Okay, I'm not getting that. Medevacs. So now I siege up. I've defended. Now my goal is to just go out and start killing creep. So I spread my units, take out creep, I leave my tanks protected. I wipe the creep out. He comes on this side. Very good, but I've got a force there. So let's back that up from his perspective. And watch it from his perspective. So he sees my force. He sees me killing stuff. He comes this way, and now he's engaging. My tanks are engaging. Big force. I pull the rest of my force back. Continue to engage. He's blinding clouds. I move through it. And now I kill all of his swarm hosts. So he's just lost a ton of stuff there. And now I'm going to continue forward, killing creep. Continuing to build marine, marauder, medevac. Tank. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to siege up on the high ground. I'm going to send a contingent down, and I'm going to leave the rest up top. So there's a contingent down. And nope, there's the rest up top. Send them back up. They went down a little further than I wanted. They did get in range of my tanks. But once again, I have a pretty good army. I'm going to back that up real quick. Should have left the army a little bit higher. Yep, this army that came down was supposed to be right here. So there it is. They're still engaging, although they're not blocking. They do get some tanks. But again, unit losses are way in my favor. This base is gone. Actually, you know, to be honest, I don't even think I needed to send that many. I only need to send like 4 or 5 units. I think I only needed to send like 5 units down there, 6 units down there. Yeah, like all that's not necessary. I could have just done that group right there. This is way too much. And yes, I'm gonna kill this, but I would have killed this anyway, so I don't need to spend all this on it. Okay. So, not perfect engagement, but I did protect my tanks again, lost 1 or 2. Moving forward. Add some add-ons to my new barracks.
Mineral field depleted.
Push out.
Mineral field. Additional supply depots required.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Move my tanks out a couple at a time.
Add-on complete.
Keep most of my tanks sieged.
Additional supply depots required.
This better be good.
Additional supply depots required. Mineral field depleted.
I'm at 193 supply. I'm kind of going back, moving my SCVs. But that's okay, so he starts engaging. So let's look at that. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some macro stuff, which is to say that I'm taking these SCVs, I'm sending them here, yada yada. So he attacks me while I'm not watching this. So that's okay, because I left my base, I left my units in a position where my units were sieged, and I had a bunch of units there attacking. So yeah, I lost 2 tanks, and he lost a ton more than that. And now I can, when I come back to the attack, I can engage him properly, siege up my tanks, move back, make sure everything's in range. I have way more than him. I mean, just way more than him. And on the income tab, I mean on the production tab, I'm doing 4 Marauders, 3 Marines, 2 Medevacs, and up to 2 tanks at a time.
Mineral field.
Ready for dust off.
Taking down his 3rd. He has a 4th, and the 5th is gone, but this 3rd is definitely gone. Some workers killed. Those scans down here. That's that. So let's take a look at the time supply block, 43 seconds. That's pretty good for me. Workers active, yes, he made more, but in the resource collection rate, it was pretty close to even. He had a bit of a bump here, and then I get my 3rd. So I'm getting my 3rd a little late. Upgrades, pretty close, but I took a little bit of a lead at the end. Army value, yes, he's got a big army value, but it, gets killed pretty quickly with good engagements. And I had a good mix of units with good upgrades. Yeah, I don't really think I need to do GG tracker on this. I think it's pretty straightforward.